Good day everyone, we are Group 27. I'm Jingwen and my group mate Hui Shan, Afan, Nuralina and Xuan Wei. Today, our group are going to present our case study, Intel. We will focus on helping Intel to formulate the business case for tax services and provide suggestions to help the organization enable successful move and sustain high performance. Firstly, I will introduce the background of Intel. Intel Corporation is an American multinational and technology company. It was founded by Gordon Moore and Robert Noyce on 18 July 1968. The main business of Intel is supplying microprocessors, computer hardware, and programmable devices. They are also involved in innovation and development of new technology to provide better service to the world. The objective of Intel is creating world-changing technology that improves the life of every person on the planet. The company cultures are important to help them achieve their ambitions, which include fearless innovation, inclusion, customer obsessed, One Intel, quality, and integrity. We will mainly talk about 4 tax compliance services, which are direct tax, indirect tax, US international tax, and transfer pricing. Then, I will pass to next member to proceed the presentation.
I'm Tan Shen Wei, and I will proceed to the next part, which is research objective. In this study, the objectives are formulating a business case for tax services to be performed by Intel Finance Malaysia and to identify the elements a business must consider transitioning successfully and retain high performance.
There are 4 tax compliance services area that includes direct tax, indirect tax, US international, and transfer pricing. First, an organization such as Intel pays tax such as RPGT tax on asset and income tax to the government directly. In the US, the government is practicing tax compliance based on the principle that the organization will face a higher tax burden if the company earns more resources and higher profit. But indirect tax are charges that have been implemented by the government for goods and services paid by the taxpayer. The example of indirect tax is GST and SST. This tax basically build the increasing price of goods and services. Then because Intel is a United States company, they need to comply with the federal tax legislation and perform its services to their subsidiary around the globe. Direct tax and indirect tax are both addressed by US international tax. Tax are levied on the purchase of goods and services in the US include excise tax and value-added tax. Lastly, transfer pricing is a method of taxation and accounting that will allow the transaction of pricing between its subsidiaries and its parent company as well as inside in the business. The issues include the complexity of job, time zone, language barriers, and lack of knowledge. High complexity of job includes the intercompany transaction, and transfer pricing is becoming more complicated and requires more documentation. Second is Intel need to face time zone problems as the operating hours are different in different countries. It can lead to the time costs which are related to filing, spending time in dealing with tax authorities, preparing tax detail and return. Then, the diversity of language and culture also affect the efficiency and effectiveness of tax compliance in Intel. People that have diverse background tend to use different interpretation of a particular message. Lastly, lack of knowledge in tax laws and regulations also affect the performance of tax compliance. MNC needs to comply with the national tax legislation. Less global tax knowledge may lead to unintentional tax evasion, and the company may be sued or receive a penalty from the tax authorities. We provide some recommendations and issues to assist the organization successful, such as advanced pricing agreements, development of ICT, scheduling in communication, and provide tax education.
Next, Hui-san and me will proceed to the next part, which is discussion. Direct tax, indirect tax, US international tax, and transfer pricing are the 4 tax compliance services. To formulate the business case for tax services to be performed by Intel Malaysia Finance, this discussion will introduce some models and refer to other company strategies to deliver tax services internationally or locally. The factors need to be considered are vision or goals, project complexity, time zone, and budget. In this business case, Intel's goal is to position itself as a global tax operational center of excellence and deliver top-notch tax planning, compliance, and advising services. To properly complete the project requirement, we must also be aware of the complexity of the project, because Intel has facility and cooperation across Asia Pacific, Europe, Latin America, the Middle East, North America. Therefore, the time zone is crucial for operation at each Intel factory. Therefore, Intel must modify the tax process to account for each branch region time zone. The Global Tax Platform helps Intel manage the expenses of its global tax planning. Intel may utilize the data several times without having to again request it because it is kept in the Worldwide Tax Platform cloud. This can lower the price of collecting data and providing the right insight.
For the US international tax, Intel can deliver international mergers and acquisition service to handle all business transactions, including mergers, acquisitions, partnership, and stock funds. It will boost tax efficiency and transparency. Then, investment structure planning and optimization deliver service such as creating tax-effective funding and investment structure, assessing the effective rates of taxation of a business model, and more. The Global Value Chain Management Team service, including guiding the tax consequences of operational efficiency, including compliance with local tax law, reviewing and negotiating legal paperwork. Tax compliance health check assistance with regulation, taxation, and forex compliance for ongoing global company activities. Intel can provide a transfer pricing service through business model optimization for understanding the demands of operation and tax law and integrating them into the business model. BMO service assists multinationals in merging operation and tax demands profitably. It allows business executives to make effective after-tax choices and create approaches to a spectrum of tax problems and possibilities. This business model comes up when the company is faced with competing agendas such as market competition and the internal conditions for development, legal limits, and public tension.
Hi, my name is Nur Alina Binti Asno, and I will present the discussion for question 2, which what should the organization be considering enabling successful move and sustaining high performance? According to Andrew DeWall, a high-performance organization is one that delivers financial and non-financial results that are significantly superior to those of its peer group for a longer period of time by focusing discipline on what really matters for the firm. The high-performance organization framework is empirically validated structure that Intel can use to decide what to focus on to increase and sustain organizational performance. First and foremost is the employee quality, where Intel should work on the staff development by teaching employees to be flexible, also inspiring them to improve their talents. For example, employees must go through training and become acquainted with the tax systems and information which can assist them better in identifying potential concerns and how to appropriately respond to such challenges. For sure, miscommunication will take place on occasion as Intel dealing with personnel from other countries. Hence, Intel can try to tackle language barriers through training, which might reduce the challenges. Next is constant improvement and regeneration, where Intel constantly improving all its processes to enhance its capability to minimize procedures and excessive workload. Technology, along with data analytics, has enabled tax administrators to increase the effectiveness of compliance activities. As a result, Intel should adopting technology because it will undoubtedly enable more voluntary compliance, improve communications with taxpayers, improve transparency in reporting, and lower compliance expenses. Lastly is the quality of management, where managers build trust relationships with their employees through rewarding loyalty, treating competent people with respect, developing and maintaining individual relationships with employees, and treating people fairly. As a result, Intel develops a flexible work schedule to coincide with other countries. To increase the profits, the flow of Intel's jobs must become smoother, as this will influence the working process. That's all from me. Thank you.
Besides the professional tax service Intel can deliver, the most important is to improve the quality of work with 5 components, including quality of management, openness and action orientation, long-term orientation, constant improvement and regeneration, and also employee quality. Intel should personnel plan to guarantee that workers are hired in time for development and provide training that is relevant to their job scope. The management should build trusting relationship with their employee by rewarding loyalty and treating competent people with respect by expressing the value and culture of the company. That's all for our presentation. Thanks for watching.